Good morning, Mike the MC, bringing another self-care video. Today we're going to cover number 19 of the Catechism with regard to scriptural references, how to use them, but also, more importantly, how to incorporate them into your life with regard to other books and texts and other things that you use for your work, job, etc. This will be a great topic to discuss. Let's talk about it. So here's number 19 from the Catechism with regard to references. Number 19. The texts of sacred scripture are often quoted word for word, but are merely indicated by a reference. For a deeper understanding of such passages, the reader should refer to the scriptural texts themselves. Such biblical references are a valuable working tool in catechesis. And now, those are things to consider. To consider the idea, okay, what am I referencing? What are the works that I use when I'm teaching somebody or talking with someone in a conversation? What are those messages that I'm going to use to connect with somebody? And that's the whole connection, my first point with using a scriptural reference. It helps you with conversation, helps you to connect with someone that, okay, maybe you guys are just even random strangers, and maybe your stranger that you're talking with wants to compete with you in a dialogue of some kind with the Bible or some other text. Like even if, okay, for my background as an engineer, all right, let's talk about, okay, what kind of materials are great for making a building? Is it metal? Is it steel? Is it masonry? Okay, let's go over the background of these items, see what their strengths and weaknesses are. And when you know something, you can then go into a dialogue and talk with someone. And going back to the reference itself allows you to kind of get an idea of the whole story. Right, so you may have a reference that you talk about, leads into my second point with this, where you capture a part of the story from whatever text you read that reference from, but when you read the other chapters before and after, you can then look at, okay, the bigger picture and recognize, okay, whether those people in those stories were going through a good, bad situation, wherever they were in that story, you could capture the whole bigger picture and then talk with that person on what was happening in a bigger context. And so, right, first point, having a good dialogue, connecting with somebody. The second point, sharing with them a bigger picture because you took the time to do your homework to research, okay, this is what's happening with the bigger thing. For example, say if I was going through a situation where I was moving from one state to another, okay, I might talk with someone and they may ask me, oh, where are you going? Oh, I left my work. But then if you go into a context of like, okay, I'm leaving because I want to pursue this degree, this career, this new job. I want to go to this new place and try this different location to work at. And having that kind of context to share in the background allows the other person to recognize, okay, there's something more with that person. There's more to this person's story. And that should allow you as a listener, when you're listening to someone's story, to kind of take a step back and allow that person to share with you what is happening. And it helps free you from not judging another person so quickly. Because some people have gone through some terrible things to where it's hard for them to connect with you. And you think, oh, why is this person so pushy? Why are they setting me aside? Why are they being such a jerk to me? I just want to talk with this person. But you may not know that person's going through a divorce. That person just lost a child. That person just got laid off, got fired. You don't know that in the background unless they share that with you. And then you may think, okay, let me pause and allow them to speak with me. And that is the beauty of being a mirror, reflection, allowing them to talk with you, and then you reciprocate back to that other person. And then when you reciprocate the verses from Scripture and go into that dialogue, that's a beautiful thing. That's where you make a connection with the person, either on the channel here, with someone in person, on a date. It's a beautiful thing when you both can reference something with your girlfriend, boyfriend. And like, for example, there was this one lady I dated where we connected on board games because we just knew things so much from board games, and it allowed us to have some connection there. And that allowed to have conversation, lead into other topics, and to bigger things. And so it's good to know random things to just start a conversation. So that could be the third point with helping you have a better connection with your partner, that you guys are starting to look at things and you're starting to interact with each other and develop your relationship. And so with regard to self-care on my channel here, if you can be able to, you and your partner, like look into other things together in your relationship, your companionship together. Okay, you both are starting to learn out how to cook, learn how to spend time with each other, go on breaks, how to take care of the house. When you guys are starting to study together and share your ideas, that's a beautiful part of your connection with the other person in the relationship, going into references, because now you guys are having a dialogue, and it'll help you develop that relationship because now you can share ideas back and forth. Now some of you may say, oh man, but what about my idea just being the one and only and I know it can work? Well, okay, but it's good to have a critic, someone to at least share with you, okay, that may not look great if I put the picture on this part of the wall, that frame. Maybe if I put the picture on the other side of the wall, maybe that'll look better to someone else's eye. And it's good to have criticism. Don't take it to heart. Just remember that someone is trying to share with you something that they saw that you may have not seen. And by references, you both can share and have a beautiful connection and dialogue and be like, okay, maybe that picture is good on that wall over there. People see that and they now give me compliments. Awesome. But now, the point I want to share with you, the final point, when you have a reference, bringing that into your heart, your mind, wherever it is, and living by that on a day basis without the book, without the reference. And so when I read the Bible so much, for example, and I can now reference that when I talk with students, when I talk with people, it's now a part of me. It's a part of my life because I've allowed it into my life to become part of me. And I live by that. If I'm great, like I referenced in one of my videos, great with small things, I can therefore be great with bigger things because I can handle responsibility and get the job done. And there's so many dialogues, conversations, I could just start with that moving forward. Conversation can start with references, so don't forget that. So that's my self-care for everyone here today on this channel. Hope everyone has a wonderful day, wonderful Tuesday. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. See you later.